right, everybody, welcome in as we get rolling here on a marvelous, magnificent, majestic, non-mundane. What other M words can we come up with this morning?
I don't know. Did you get magnificent in there?
Got that one in there.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Got that one. Non-mediocre. Majestic. Not monotonous?
No, it's not monotonous.
Not monotonous. Not monotonous. Boy, I got it all messed up. Welcome in as we get rolling. We want to welcome you and let us know that you're out there today as we get here, episode number 614. And we want to say thank you for choosing to hang out with us this morning on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. As always, a big shout out to our friend, here we go, to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, we couldn't be here without Kay and Rick Boehning, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, early childhood education experts. You can find out more information online at tomorrowspromise.info. Hey, we want to welcome you, too. If you're joining us from the app this morning, welcome in. That app has been downloaded now over 60 times. And so thank you, Huntsville, for downloading our app as we continue to roll it out. We've received a lot of feedback, and so we're constantly making updates and changes to that. Maybe you're listening this morning on Spirit Radio, or you're joining us across the various social feeds, or maybe you're like Jamie Saucier hanging out with us here in the studio today.
Hi, Jamie.
We want to welcome him in as well. Well, before we get started, Rick and I have been warming up our vocal cords. It's a very special morning today. And I heard through the grapevine of the social medias and of the dropping off of the children this morning as I saw teachers walking in with smiles. And it was a special day. And we received word of a special birthday today. And so, Rick, if you'll join me in our barbershop quartet of amazing vocalier action.
It's a barbershop duo.
Yeah.
Unless Jamie's going to join us.
So on the count of three, Rick, here we go.
Ready.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Kay Boehning. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
On Channel 4.
Please open the door.
And let us out.
Kay, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a privilege. You know, it's always a lot of fun when it's a birthday here on the show, especially when it's a birthday of a person in between us right here in the middle.
That's right.
She's
celebrating the anniversary of her 21st birthday.
Congratulations. How was that on a scale of 1 to 2, with 1 being the worst and 2 being okay?
3.
3, all right.
Oh, wow.
Man, all right.
I assume that's better.
Well, welcome in, Kay. We wanted to wish you a very happy birthday.
Thank
so
you.
I didn't sing that to her this morning. I did tell her happy birthday when I got in.
See, Kay's like, all these people I know, well, it's their birthday, they're taking off. Kay's going to work probably the hardest you've ever worked today,
Yep.
right?
Every day.
Is the day. So what are the plans today, Kay? I know you got a lot going on, some cool stuff happening a little bit later, but what's going on today?
We've got coffee, meet the candidate coffee.
I would be the
And
candidate.
Then we're supposed to be having a lunch and be going into the school. And then we'll probably be doing trivia this evening. And
Got a great day planned. Hey, do want to remind you, from 8 to 10, they're getting off the show early, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Go by The Cafe Texan. Rick will be there. Ward 1.
Ward 1.
Candidate. And Rick will be there to answer any questions that you have as Rick is running for council. And so please come and just hang out, have some free coffee. If you got any questions, talk to Rick.
I cannot answer any question.
You can't answer any questions?
What's the meaning of life? 42, but that's the only one I know.
Okay. Well, go by and talk to him. So it'll be a lot of fun. I won't be able to be there, but I will be there in spirit. I'll be on the show still for a little bit.
You'll be on Spirit Radio.
oh, that's till 10.
Yeah, we'll be there until. Well, then we have staff meeting here at the church. But I will be there in spirit. Maybe tomorrow.
Just drag the staff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tomorrow, though. Hey, tomorrow we'll also be there from 8 to 10. So. I probably can get over there tomorrow for a little bit. I'd love to come by. And I've got a whole book of questions I've been writing up.
Can you send me a preview so I know what I should be studying?
No, it's just like this show. We're just going to.
Right out there? Okay.
Right out the gate.
I can handle it.
No. I think today, too, early voting gets. Is that today? Does that start?
Today early starts.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm sure the storm shelter will probably be open and all those normal places here in town. So a lot going on. So get out and vote. We encourage people. I don't ever tell people how to vote, but I'll tell them to go vote. So go and vote.
I'm not going to tell them how to vote either, but Everybody, go vote.
Go vote. Look, with the wink.
No, there's no wink. You vote who you want to.
Well, I was winking at Jamie over there just to tell him good morning. Hey, before we dig into it, I know we want to do Kay's Monday Mindset. Again, as y'all got to leave here in about 15 minutes or so. But, Kay, I noticed something across the social feeds that was really neat. Y'all had attended a chamber luncheon over at the SBDC, and I know I'm just kind of asking this off the wall, but if you don't mind, let us know how that went and just some things y'all learned. It looked really interesting with learning some AI stuff and some different things going on.
That was at the library, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, it was?
at
Okay.
the library. Yeah, it was fascinating.
Yeah, I
all this
enjoyed it.
stuff that's coming out with AI and what it can do is mind-boggling and definitely worth exploring. And
it really is.
I need to devote a little bit more time to it than what I do.
One thing you can ask the AI, how do I devote more time to you? And it'll tell you how to do it. So
Well, there have also been studies coming out that say the more you use AI, the less creative you are.
100%. That is
So
true.
It is. It does have its downfalls, and it comes with its warnings of be careful with it.
Can you get addicted to AI?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're actually teenagers and things like that are using AI as relationships.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta be careful with it. You know, it's like anything. Many of you, like I said, have downloaded our app, and I've known how to program bits and pieces, but I've never been able to get over the hump. Well, the way that I was going to get over the hump is hire programmers and pay them $10,000 to do it, which I never had the money to do it. Now the good news is AI is creating opportunities, and this is a part where if you're creative, it can enable your creativity and help you a little bit. And so for me, it's been an excellent tool to develop our new app and get it up and going. I've turned into some programs. One of them is called Cursor. That's absolutely amazing. They're not even public yet. And I reached out to them like, how can we start investing in you guys? They have venture capitalists that you can invest, but they are going to go public soon. But they are an incredible programming company that is really helping people take their programming skills to the next level. And I redid our entire website, the app, everything. We were on WordPress, and WordPress is kind of cool because you can customize bits and pieces, but it's all through plugins that you download. Well, now with the power of AI and we reprogram the website now, we can literally tell the AI, hey, we want to change this or do this or do this. And there's still a little bit you have to know on the other side, but for the most part, it'll go in and change stuff, just like our good coins that we launched and all those things. So it is really neat, and want to encourage people, keep looking into it. But go to things like Kay and Rick did with the chamber and with those classes. I forget her name. It was like that nerdy lady. What is it?
Your nerdy best friend?
Yeah, your nerdy best friend. So I have some nerdy.
She's a fun lady.
Rick and I are nerdy best friends.
She wanted to touch my hair.
Where?
Well, it's fuzzy.
Yeah. Well, hey, I wanted to jump right in this morning. Holly's here with us. Holly, feel free to come in, have a seat. Holly McMichael's going to be on with us here in a little bit. We're excited to talk with her and catch up with the great work she's doing here in town as well. But we wanted to, because of the coffee coming up here in a little bit, wanted to go ahead and dig right in this morning, Kay. As always, we like to get your Monday morning started off on the right way, and that's why we call it Kay's Monday Mindset. So what do you got for us to start this new week, Kay, besides your great birthday?
Well, last week we were talking about celebrating the small wins, and this week we're going to talk about setting yourself up for them. So,
Set me up.
yeah.
You're set up,
and
Rick.
Robin Sharma's book, The Everyday Hero, he reminds us, own your morning, elevate your life. So the way you start your day shapes every hour that follows. Your morning routine can either prepare you to rise with purpose or leave you reacting to whatever the day has thrown at you. Your mindset wakes up before your feet do. The first thoughts that cross your mind in the morning set the tone for your entire day. If you start the morning by scrolling, worrying, or rushing, you hand your peace over to the outside influences. But if you start your day intentionally with prayer, reflection, or gratitude, you anchor yourself in strength before the world gets loud. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you invest the first few minutes in yourself, you lead from fullness, not fatigue. Even a short moment of calm can help you respond, not react, especially when the day gets busy. Your morning builds momentum. A strong start doesn't just feel nice. It creates energy and focus that carry you into work, relationships, and goals. Each mindful morning is a quiet declaration. I'm in charge of my day, not the other way around. So for this next week, try to spend your first 5-10 minutes in prayer, journaling, or gratitude before touching your phone. This helps calm your spirit and centers your thoughts. Move your body. Stretch, walk, or do light exercise, even for 5 minutes. This boosts your energy and wakes up your mind. And positively inputting something, read or listen to something uplifting, a verse, a quote, a song, or a short podcast. This sets your mind on possibility and purpose. Your morning doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. How you spend your first hour is how you spend your power. Guard your morning like it's gold, because it is. You may not control everything that happens today, but you can control how it begins. Start strong, stay steady, and shine bright.
That's so good, Kay. It's a good way to start the week. You know, you think about the biggest thing that you said that stood out to me, start your day in prayer. I think that is so important. And you know, this morning I jumped up, and normally I'll say a quick prayer. Lord, thank you for this day. I just pray for everything to go according to your will and your plan, but help me be in the right mindset. That's literally my prayer every morning. You know what happened this morning? I didn't do that. I jumped up, got in the shower, and I was like, and I didn't feel right. And it was because of that prayer. And that, I think that's the biggest one. But, Kay, this is so good. It's a reminder to everybody out there, you know, start your day out in the right way and think about the gratitude. And I like your thought about journaling, too. That's something that, you know, I used to do, and I haven't done it in a long time. And it does help to write down those things.
If you'll spend 5 minutes writing down your positives when you're having a bad moment in a day, you can go back and read those thoughts, read what things you were grateful for, and it helps you get out of those moments.
My mornings, you know, it's like the redundant will with me on Monday mornings, because it always involves my children. I've always talked to you about this. But this morning, I was thinking about you, because I was like, I may have to put Braylon in the car seat without half of her clothes on this morning. But you know what? She finally calmed down, and I was calm. That's the key. As a parent, you've got to be calm. I've learned that. But I put her in the car seat without her shoes on, because that was the last little piece this morning. And I had the door open, and she's in this whole new mindset of, I'm going to get ready on my own as much. And I like that. That's great for the most part. But I put her in the car seat. She was looking at me, and she was real teared up and upset. And I just put my hand on. I said, Braylon, we can choose to be upset all day, or we can choose to be happy right now. What are you going to choose? She goes, upset. And I said, no, she told me that. That was her thing. And I said, no, let's start over. And then finally she says, I'm going to be happy, Daddy. I said, okay, great. And it was like that whole wall came down. It was like the whole wall just came down. And it was all about that mindset of, you know, are we gonna continue to focus on this being a bad morning or a bad day, or are we gonna make it a great day today? And I like what you said too, that you can't control everything that happens, but you can control how you look at it, and that's such a good way to start your day. So thank you for that.
Oh, I know today's going to be challenging, but I'm looking at it. It's going to be challenging. It's not going to be, it's going to be a horrible day. But
Yeah.
There's some situations that are going on that I know are going to present opportunities to be positive and meet those challenges.
And it's your birthday, so it's all good. So
somebody has already alluded to the fact that we have a lot of things going on for my birthday, and I'm like, what's
Yeah. Well, let's shift gears. Normally we would break.
Yeah.
We got about 5 minutes, though. And so, Rick, do we have it today?
We do have a
All right.
top
Well,
10.
well, hold on. We got to get this officially intro. By the way, I started with some, Jamie Saucier appreciated the ZZ Top this morning, but Rick said, not my cup of tea right now.
No, or ever.
Next Monday will be polka to get started.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, here we go. It is time. Let me get your official intro lined up. You ready?
I'm ready.
Live from Bat Capital, USA, home of the 2 million bats across the street, the beautiful wall that encompasses part of our city. It's great people. I don't know what that means, Rick, but it's time for Rick's Top 10. What do you got for us today, Rick?
This is the top 10 reasons to celebrate Kay's birthday.
Ah.
Because when the Hug of Huntsville has a birthday, the whole town smiles. Good morning, Huntsville. It's October 20th, and that means Kay Boehning's birthday. I've got the top 10 reasons we should all be celebrating the hug of Huntsville herself.
No way.
Because even on her birthday, she's still checking on everyone else, hugging half of Huntsville before breakfast and planning a fundraiser by lunch.
I can't help it. I like to keep things moving, preferably with a tea in hand.
When did tea make an appearance?
I like tea.
Okay, but you're supposed to be
You
drinking water.
Well, preferably with tea in hand.
Okay,
I mean,
preferably.
Yeah, we have to do the water for a little while. But
Number 9, because Amazon needs the boost, and I need another reminder of how many school supplies come in boxes marked Prime.
listen, those are business expenses.
Sure they are. You're right.
Mostly.
Number 8, it's the only day I hand over the remote, mostly because Kay still can't get it to work.
Truth. I just push the buttons till Netflix gives up.
Number 7, she's proof that boss lady isn't a title, it's a survival strategy. If you've ever run 3 schools, a nonprofit, and a husband, you get it.
It's like juggling chainsaws, but with paperwork. Or more paperwork. Especially the managing the husband thing.
Wow. Number 6, she can juggle every meeting and event like a pro, as long as it's on her phone calendar.
If it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. That has led to some mistakes.
Her birthday's basically a federal holiday at Tomorrow's Promise. There's cake, laughter, and good food for everyone. Nobody cries, everybody eats, and let's be honest, Kay didn't cook any of it.
Absolutely not. It's called leadership and survival for everyone else.
Okay, number 4 is like my favorite. She's the only person who can say, I just had an idea, and make an entire town nervous and inspired at the same time.
True. Very true.
Number 3, because she's not just aging, she's leveling up. Rumor says the next level unlocks instant calm and staff that show up on time.
I'm still waiting for that download.
Not enough XP yet.
Yeah, she's getting there.
Windows 14,035 maybe.
Number 2, I know better than to forget it. This man values his life and his place on the guest list.
Smart man. There are no second chances with birthdays.
I always remember your birthday.
Yes, you do. My mother's right before it helps you.
I don't remember your mother's.
Yeah,
think
but I
it's the 18th.
have to remember my mother's. So
And the number 1 reason we're celebrating Kay's birthday, because behind every fundraiser, car show, and wild idea is a woman who believed in it first and somehow convinced everyone else to believe too.
oh, now you're just sweet talking me.
Hey, if it earns cake, I'll risk sincerity.
There it is. Rick's. What's going to be Rick and Kay's top 10. Wonderful time this morning celebrating Kay's birthday. Happy birthday.
Thanks,
to you.
y'all.
Why, thank
and
you.
remember,
Oh, no.
coffee over at the Cafe Texan.
Yeah. Come 10
Free
a.m.
coffee.
Free coffee
Free
this
coffee.
morning. Meet the candidate. So
Just coffee, though.
nothing else.
You gotta buy your
Hey,
own
is
breakfast.
Rick's bacon still on the menu?
I don't know. I haven't had it in quite a while because doctor said I had to cut back on the bacon. And I have to drink decaf now. It's awful to get old.
He's on this kick about us drinking decaf everything. It's like, yeah.
The doctor.
I'm not a huge coffee person. I'll drink coffee this morning. I drink it during our staff meetings here at first, and that's about it. But when I come tomorrow, I'll have coffee with you, Rick.
Good.
So
you don't have to. You can have
I'm
tea.
not having coffee. I'm going to have tea this morning.
What? She's going against doctor's orders.
That's all right. Well, hey, I know y'all got to get rolling. I do want to mention one thing real quick. Y'all were there for a little bit. Such an incredible day on Friday for Safe House. A lot of folks had came out. Boy, I'll tell you what, Frank Robinson took that thing by the horns, and he raised – the goal was $1,000 for each person. Frank brought in over $17,000 for Safe House. They ended up, I think, somewhere over $26,000 on the day. It was a great opportunity for folks to come out. 14 people came, and I know y'all were there for a little bit. Just it was great to see that turnout.
Yeah.
For people coming in and supporting Safe House. So
We showed up.
it was
And
a great event.
I helped Bill Doggett.
That's good. He needed to get out. So
He did.
And he looked like Miami Vice coming in.
did
You
with
know,
that little-
we were joking.
got
We
that
said
head.
Bill looked like he was coming from Miami. So, well, Kay, any final thoughts before y'all get rolling this morning?
Just go out and have a great day and start it off right.
That's
And
right.
if you see Kay, you got to give her a hug.
Yeah. tell her that today you get to be the hug of Huntsville. So, we'll borrow that from you, Kay, and we'll give you the hug. And she already did. She already gave me a hug, gave Jamie a hug. So
she does that to everybody.
We're ready to roll. So
Rick got one too, I think.
Yeah, I did this morning.
We'll see. So, well, hey, we'll take a break. Hey, I want to remind you.
You had to think about it, huh?
Well, I get them so often, and they run together.
Don't take them for granted, Rick.
I don't.
Well, hey, I do want to remind you before they go, listen, if you're looking for a place for early childhood education and development, our 2 children are going there. They're thriving. They want to go. Whenever Braylon and I, we go out around town, the first thing she goes, are we going to school, Daddy? That's our first question. And I said, it's not school day today, baby. We're going to church. And then she'll go. She likes going to church, but she loves going to Tomorrow's Promise as well. Friends, I want to encourage, if you're looking to get your child jump-started, go online, tomorrowspromise.info. Kay, happy birthday.
Thank
Y'all have
you.
fun at the coffee with the candidate coming up today in less than 10 minutes. So we'll see y'all.
Right.
All right. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. Holly McMichael with us, A Time to Read, talking about the run coming up very soon. And, boy, I need to start running because the shirt is showing a lot of that runnage. So we'll step aside. We'll take a break as we continue on. It is your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
This harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
This is Kay Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Spirit Radio. Oh, not
All right, friends, back at it as we continue on this morning celebrating and promoting the good happening here in Huntsville, or as some of you say, Huntsville. Huntsville. It's one of my favorite ways to say it. I like to throw the little oomph in there a little bit. Welcome back in today, friends. And hey, do us a favor. Let us know that you're out there this morning as we get started on segment number 2, 63 degrees. And how about that? Only 54% humidity. It is a beautiful morning outside today. We're only going to be in the upper 80s and sunny. A little bit mild tonight, 69, and clear though, and then rain back in the forecast tomorrow, about a 30% chance. But hey, I'll take it. We're going to be in the upper 70s Wednesday, rain back coming in also on the weekend. We need it. But we do want to welcome you back as we continue, as I said earlier, promoting and celebrating the good happening here in Huntsville. And one of the best that we get to have on the show is someone who's doing tremendously good and has been for many, many years, is our good friend Holly McMichael. Holly, good to see you this morning.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Sorry to get everybody up early for this show, and I'm not a morning person. It's funny.
Really?
No, I can't. I'm not a morning. I wake up, and KAYE'S Monday Mindset was so good because I needed to hear that, because I wake up and I'm like, oh, sometimes in the morning I just want to go back to sleep. But then I get to talk to our friends. Kay and Rick were here earlier, and then I get to talk to you, and once we get rolling, I'm like, all right, man, this is great. So how have you been? Good to see you.
I'm good. Good. Getting ready for, the race.
Yeah, the race is coming up. Holly McMichael's with the Time to Read. One thing I love about our community, one, is, this community is a community of faith. That's number one. Number two, this community is all about supporting our veterans. And number three, this community is all about childhood literacy. We see it with Kay and Rick do Kay does the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and then you guys do a Time to Read. There are so many opportunities for so many people to be involved, especially our young people, our children. I know you've been on. Many people know who you are, but there may be someone watching this morning. Let us know maybe a little bit about your history and tell us a little bit about Time to Read this morning.
Okay. So I'm Holly McMichael. Grew up here in Huntsville. Graduated class of 93 from Huntsville High School. Have 2 or 3 kids, actually. I have a son, Elijah, who gets married next month.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
November 23rd, we will make Melissa a McMichael permanently.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Then our daughter Trinity is a senior, varsity soccer player at Huntsville High School. And so we potentially are gonna be empty nesters all in one year.
Oh, is it getting scary to think about that?
Not scary. BJ and I really like each other. We like to spend time together. So, and it's fun watching the Lord do what He's doing in them. And we didn't raise them to live at home forever. So, that's. I think the Cosby Show. Heathcliff Huxtable was always like, "No, don't move back." They all. So, no, we're just really proud of them. But A Time to Read, we started in January of 2018. Piloted a program at Scott Johnson Elementary, where I was teaching, and now A Time to Read is actually a third grader. It's 8 this year.
Wow.
So we've been doing it for 8 years on all 4 elementary campuses. We have over 120 volunteers right now. Last year, I think by the end of the year, we had over 140 volunteers. We had coached over 190 students. And we piloted a new program with first grade last year. So just rocking and rolling, ready to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Holly, y'all have done such incredible work through this organization. And, a few years ago, y'all had asked me to come in and read to the kids. And I just love that, being in that gym for the backpack drive. And I'll never forget that, to see the smiles on these children's faces and to have the power of a book in their hand. Kay and I talk about this every Monday, how important it is to read. And for this opportunity for children to get all of this literacy and to have volunteers come in, maybe highlight a little bit more. You mentioned 120 volunteers. That is incredible. Maybe highlight a little bit more about the volunteers and just that vital role that they play going into the schools and spending time with the children.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. I tell them all the time that they're really my heroes, and we couldn't do it without the volunteers. But we train them. They give 50 minutes to an hour a week, and they coach 2 kids each. And it's fun to watch the relationship that's built between the volunteers and the children, because they start calling them my kids.
Oh, yeah.
So they take ownership of their kids. The kids love to see them. I'm sometimes the most disruptive person on the campus because I knock on a door and they know me, like, that's the Time to Read lady. And so they cool? Are my people here? They all want to know, is it my day? So, it's fun to watch those relationships grow between the children and the volunteers. I posted, I think, on social media on Friday, a picture. It was my favorite picture from last week. It was Miss Susan Sanders, who used to teach at the high school. She was actually BJ's sophomore English teacher.
Wow.
But she and her husband have done so much for the community. But she was walking her child back to class in the hallway, and they were holding hands. And BJ got a picture of him from the back. And that it
cool.
captures so much what happens between a student and an adult when you have an adult who will give that time and one-on-one be with that student to work with them on words, to help them gain sight words. Rita Pearson said every child needs a champion. And so that's what my volunteers are. They're champions for these children, showing up, encouraging them. Sometimes, they need someone to hold their little feet to the fire. No, we're not going to quit. We're going to keep going. But that consistency in their lives week after week, it makes a difference.
Well, I want to encourage folks this morning, go online. I was just looking at some information here. Make sure you go to the website. It's atime2read.org, atime2read.org. Friends, you can get involved. There's always opportunity to financially support organizations like A Time to Read. There's costs that go into books, and there's costs that go into supplies that are needed. The volunteers do it out of the kindness of their heart, but the reality is there's got to be some funds to help. And any donation will help make such a huge difference. And if you go to the website, one of the greatest things that I love right away when you go are all the volunteers. The very first image, the volunteers with the children. Those volunteers are smiling. Mm-hmm. The children are smiling. It is such a neat time to connect. And it's not just sitting down, these volunteers reading with the children. They go through a lot of activities as well, right?
Yes, sir. Our lane is accuracy, so they need to be accurate before they can be fluent. So we use a research-based process, the Fry Sight Word List. We pre-test every child at the second grader at the beginning of the year, and we're looking to work with that middle 50% of children. So, and then we want to get them coached twice a week. So every child that comes, in a perfect world, they have 2 volunteers each week, if we have enough volunteers. And right now, we're full on almost every campus, so it's really doing great. Those kids are having 2 volunteers show up for them. So It's great to see the things that are happening with those volunteers showing up. But yeah, you're pulling up the race.
Yeah, I wanted to tie
Okay.
into the race here in a little bit. So yeah,
I'm
no, you're
peeking over
doing
your
good.
shoulder.
That's all right. Yeah, I feel bad because I'm like, we self-produce this show, and I always feel bad because I'm like, I promise I'm paying attention, but I'm like pulling up stuff while we're going too. So
You multitask so well. I
yeah.
would probably have. I don't know.
No, it's all
I couldn't
good.
do what you do.
no. Well, I wanted to transition into the storybook 5K and fun run coming up. This is right around the corner, happening very, very soon. This is such a great event. How many years have y'all been doing this now?
This is our 6th year.
Wow.
We started COVID year. What a great year to plan a.
Hey,
a
that's kind of like a
fundraiser.
good foundation though, because if you can do it through COVID,
Yes.
boy, it's accelerant for the years to come.
Well, and by November of COVID year, people were ready to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
So, and see people. And so in the open air, they were able to keep their space, their distance, but also get together and have some fun.
The this year's event happening pretty quick. We're coming up on it here.
November 1st.
So this is, we're 10 days? I'm really bad at math real quick, but November 1st, when is that? What is today?
That's a Saturday, first Saturday in November.
Yeah,
so
wow.
right after Halloween.
Yeah, so we're literally, man, what is that, a week?
About 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks out now, and there's still time. I wanted to encourage folks, there's still time to register. That's one reason I
Oh,
wanted to have
absolutely.
you.
It's only too late when it's over. So some people will show up the day of the race, walk up and register that day. So when it's over, it's too late. But until then, join us. And with it being a storybook, it's the day after Halloween. So depending on what your costume is, if you want to dress up and come run with us, it's great. Wear your Halloween costume and come. We do prizes for best child, best individual, and best family that dress up. And so it's been fun over the years to see some of the ones who, I think last year we had Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
I didn't even know what that was till I had children, and
Yes.
now they love that book.
Yes.
It's like
So we-
A to B, B, something like
We
that.
had Chicka Chicka Boom Boom as the family winner. Anna Thomas from the district, her family dressed up as 101 Dalmatians, and she won for individual for her
Oh, cool.
Cruella de Vil costume.
Wow.
And so, yeah. And then Megan Meyer's little girl, oh my gosh, she was just so cute with her little red hair, and she was our little child winner. So, yeah, I was looking back at some of those pictures just the other day. It's hard to believe that was a year ago, but I love seeing it when people dress up. Sometimes people will bring their dogs, and they're part of the
Dress them up too and all that. Oh, wow.
Yep, Heather Self did that a couple years ago. Brought her dog that only has 3 legs.
Oh, no,
But
yeah.
it had a book that went with it, and so she brought the dog was part of her costume, and
cool.
it was fun. So
I gotta ask the Chicka Chicka Boom Boom folks, were they wearing the alphabet? Is that, or what
they
do you?
had the
palm tree thing?
The palm trees.
Oh,
yes.
cool.
Mhm.
Okay. I had no idea what that was. I just thought it was some thing, and I didn't realize it was a book. And
Yes.
then all of a sudden, my little girl's walking around the house going, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. And I was like, what is that? And my wife was like, it's a book here.
Yes.
And so now that's our favorite book to read is she'll go Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. That's like our whole
Yes.
deal.
Mhm. And that does the rhyming and then
Oh,
the silly
yeah.
words, and so yeah.
And I would much rather, you can agree to disagree, Holly, but folks, I haven't brought this up in a long time. Jamie knows how I feel. I'm not a Dr. Seuss fan. I'm just not. The books are too long. They're too crazy. I don't like reading them because then we'll be there for like an hour at night. I love spending time with my children, and I love reading to them. But that's too much rhyming and too much craziness. That Chicka Chicka Boom Boom is the perfect book for rhyming, for letters, and it looks cool and it sounds cool and it's easy to read. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm slowly starting to maybe open up a little bit to the Dr. Seuss. I know there's a lot about it, but man, can we get more of those Chicka Chicka Boom Boom
Those
type
are
books?
fun. They are. I do love Dr. Seuss also, but
I'm like the only. I don't want to say hater because I don't like that word, but I'm like maybe the only person that's like, oh, let's talk about something else when it comes to Dr. Seuss. He's all right though. It's kind of it's been a running joke with the show for 3 years now. So, well, this event again, it is the Storybook benefiting a Time to Read 5K and Fun Run happening on November the 1st. You can go to 2read.org. The link is so easy to get to. It says it right there. Maybe highlight a little bit more just about this event, maybe the flow of it, where it's going to take place, and what it goes to benefit, obviously, with the Time to Read.
Sure. Well, one of our partner churches, University Heights, they generously let us use the parking lot. So we start and finish in the parking lot.
Awesome.
And I've done 5Ks before where, you go to a certain point and have to turn around. So when you're halfway done, you still have all that way to come back. So we planned it so that both of them, when you're halfway done, you're actually in the parking lot. So if you have a child that's done, you're by your car. You're not still trying to fight all the way back to to wherever. But the 1 mile just kind of stays very near the church and through the parking lot twice. And then the 5K goes down part of Montgomery and around Bowers and back down Sycamore. Ryan Bauer and Jordan Hebner from the high school and Lisa Hackett, they do so much to help us have firemen there and police officers there. And Ryan and Jordan, they send their criminal justice kids. And they're our safety and security standing on the different corners. The National Honor Society from the high school, they usually come and volunteer also and help us with different things. So right there in the parking lot, lots of volunteers to help. Fun place. I mean, it's fun to run. I don't run. My knees don't let me run. But you can walk, you can run.
Push a stroller.
You can push a stroller. You can walk a dog. It's just a fun opportunity for the community to get out and support a great cause. Help us keep doing what we're doing. Our tagline is "Save a child, save a family, save a city." And I love the way that that's a domino effect. So it's a great opportunity for our city of Huntsville to get out and help support our public school kids.
Holly, I think it's great. We talked to someone like Holly who's born here, raised here, went to school here, taught school here, and now giving back here. And you and BJ have been so tremendous. In fact, when we started this show, when I decided we were going to move back from the frozen tundra, I really wanted to do this show. It was already on my heart. I felt like the Lord laid that on my heart, even when I was up in Fargo, that I knew that we were going to come back and do this. And prayed about it, and the very first person I thought of is I said, I've got to get BJ McMichael. And I'll never forget, as true with me, something always comes up, and I wasn't even on time for the very first show. I had to go run home because I forgot my keys or something dumb. Came back and got it going. But y'all have meant so much to me, but more importantly, y'all have meant so much to this community. That's why I thought about having, BJ on the very first show we ever had. And we talked about what you're doing with the Time to Read. And it's so good to, 614 episodes to have you back. And you've been in before, in between that as well. But I bring all that up for a reason, Holly. As I mentioned, born here, went to school here, taught here, giving back here. What has this community just meant to you and your family? I know Huntsville's been such a wonderful place to y'all, but maybe highlight that a little bit.
Well, we call it like a boomerang town. It kind of has a way of drawing you back. It did that for you as well. But yeah, I did. I grew up here. I did go off to college. I taught in Mesquite for a while. But then coming back, we ended up coming back to serve at a church that we grew up in. And crazy enough, my kids are 5th generation members at University Heights. My great-grandfather was one of the charter members and the first song leader there. So I grew up at that church. My kids have gotten to grow up at that church, and now, but just growing up in this community, Huntsville has always been one of those. My mom was a school nurse. My dad owned a business in town, and so I watched two people growing up who served so well and worked really hard and did a great job and modeled that for me, and BJ's parents did as well for him. Where service, I think, is just part of our DNA. It's what we do. But it's also so much fun and so rewarding to watch, to just watch things happen and to watch, for us with the Time to Read, to just watch that light bulb go off or watch that relationship grow. And teaching them words is so important, but the relationship, when they look back and think, they may not even remember who their volunteers were, but someday they're going to look back and remember somebody took time to be with me. And I can think about those people who did that for me throughout throughout my career at Huntsville. Like I think I posted a couple weeks ago about Miss Blossie Johnson, who was my second grade teacher.
Oh, cool.
And we were at the football game together. And then her husband, Mr. Morris, was my sixth grade principal. But just, I still get to see them and get hugs from her. And I just remember it's not lost on me that she was my second grade teacher and made me feel so special. And now I'm running a program that works with second graders.
Wow.
So I think BJ and I bleed green for the Hornets. But we love this community and are so proud to be a part of it. And just want to see our kids here know how important they are and know that they matter. And be proud of growing up in a place like Huntsville.
Yeah, it's such a great community. Before we came here, obviously, everyone on the outside knows of Huntsville as the prison. That's what everybody knew it as, Prison City. But it's so much more than that. And I also want to pause, though, because that is a fabric in the DNA. And our TDC system is so important. And those workers, and I always encourage people, if you see someone in town in a TDC uniform, go up and give them a pat on the back and tell them you appreciate them. That is not easy work. In fact, that may be some of the most difficult work that folks can do in town, but they do it, and it's hard work. It's not easy, and those folks are so important. That is a fabric, but Huntsville is so much more than that. And Sam Houston State University, great university. We're so blessed to have a D1 program right here in our backyard. That is an important part of Huntsville. But you got to think about the school and the great work that so many have done, and you guys in the volunteer scope, and then Dr. Shepard, who has really poured his heart and soul into the community, all of those that serve on the Board of Trustees. I was just talking to Ken Holland a couple of days ago at the Safe House, and I think he's the president now of that. And there's so many people that are involved. I talk to Kathy Schweitzer all the time, just love Kathy, and these are all folks that care so much about this community and have made Huntsville great. And when you drive around, Holly, you're right. It is fun to see things grow and kind of move ahead. But it's also exciting to see what I feel, and I've only been here, 5 years, but I feel like the Huntsville that I came to 5 years ago is still the same Huntsville. And I'll never forget when I had Mayor Andy Broniger on this show, and I asked Mayor, and he's like a mayor's mayor. I love that man. And I said, Mayor, what is one thing that if you could, down the road that you hope will be here 30 years from now? And the first word he said, I don't want the culture of Huntsville to ever go away, because it's what makes it unique. And I feel like in the 5 years I've been here, I haven't seen it change. In fact, I feel like it's maybe became stronger. Just folks embracing each other. And I love that we have a parade almost every month here. We need to have a Time to Read parade. Yes, so that'll be coming soon.
Shout out to Mayor Broniger. The kids called him Mr. Andy because he was a volunteer at a Time to Read.
No way. See,
while
there you
he
go.
was mayor and he came to Scott Johnson, he was always the one that I had to tell, shh, Mr. Andy, you have to lower your voice, because he'd get so excited with the kids. And then he was so proud of his kids, he had them come one night to the city council meeting, and they led the pledges, and he made a big deal. Like he loved his kids, and they loved Mr. Andy.
Oh, I love that. Well, Holly, thank you again for what y'all do. We want to encourage people, go right now, register. And look, if you're maybe sitting here thinking, well, I can't really go, but I want to help, there's a virtual option as well.
There is. Yes, you can do the virtual 5K, the virtual fun run. You could even not even live in Huntsville and do. We do have some people who will find the race, on the different websites and sign up and run that virtually. So yeah, there's great options. We have the cutest little medals. I actually have one in my purse. I should have brought it over. But the cutest little medals this year, finisher medals to give away for people who run. Stephanie Pitts, she's working on T-shirts for us. So, it's just going to be, and I've already looked at the weather. You never know what it's going to do, but it looks like it's going to be a great morning.
It's going to be the best day of the year, by the way.
I hope so. Yeah, we're going to run whatever, or walk, or dance, or cheer, whatever you're going to do. But, I think it's going to be a great morning. We're going to have a lot of fun together.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Holly, for being here. I want, again, one final time, go online, read.org, and let's continue promoting great organizations like A Time to Read and what they are doing for young people here in our community. Holly, thank you for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Bet.
It's always fun.
Mondays are always kind of tough because I messaged you on Facebook Messenger and I said, hey, I forgot to reach out because Mondays typically I'll forget because of the weekend. But thank goodness for those automated email systems, because you were like, no, I got the email. And I was like, yes. So I didn't send it. It was the automated system. All right, well, that'll wrap it up with Holly McMichael. Hey, if you see her and BJ around town, tell them. And I wanted to say one last thing, not to drag on an interview, but I have to say this. Man, every time I drive through Chick-fil-A, I think the world of y'all's son, Elijah. He is such a nice young man. That guy is going to be running one of those one day. I just know if that's his heart where he wants to be, he is a tremendous young man. He's so respectful. And I remember back in the day calling some baseball games with BJ, and Trinity would come hang out with us. And you're saying she's a senior. I was like, man, how did that happen? She is such a respectful young lady. And I'm going to tell you, y'all have inspired me with my two little ones. I want my children I want to be that dad to my kids the way that BJ is to his and the way that you are to yours. It's just incredible. And I wanted to tell y'all that because I look up to y'all and I look up because of those two children. So,
we are so proud of our kids. And then our Melissa, BJ, our Elijah's soon-to-be wife, she's at Huntsville Elementary. We're so proud.
Oh, she's teaching there?
She's one of the bilingual IAs, and she's working on her degree from SAM and
cool.
EC through 6 with bilingual. So she's fluent and already doing a great job over there. So, yeah, we are so proud of our kiddos, and the Lord has really blessed us. We are not perfect parents because there are no such things, but we have had so much fun being their parents.
Yeah, I told Jason here at first. I was talking to him because he has quite a few children, and I said, I think of certain parents in this community and their children, and I think of y'all, and I think of Jason. I told him one time, I said, man, every one of your kids is so respectful. He's like, well, I don't know about all that, So I know that no child is perfect, no parent is perfect, but y'all have definitely set the bar that I think, all parents should follow. So thank y'all for that.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
You bet. Well, we're going to take a break. I'll come back and wrap it up in just a few moments. We appreciate you, Huntsville. Let's keep promoting and celebrating the good right here in our community. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Braylon, say, this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
Friends, back at it as we continue on promoting and celebrating the good here. Big thank you to Holly McMichael from Time to Read being with us this morning. And we couldn't have friends like Holly on if it wasn't for the generous support of many folks, including our Monday Foundation sponsor, Rick and Kay Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Hey, let us know what you're thankful for this morning. Many folks are joining in. Want to give a shout out to our County Commissioner Precinct 3, Bill Doggett, who was hanging out with us a little bit earlier. He was also the one that got the Safe House fundraiser rolling this past Friday. Great job, Bill, and everyone who was a part of that. I know Frank really took it and ran with it, but I'm telling you, anybody that was able to be there and just be a part and share the news is so important. But Bill is on the board with Safe House as well, and this is Domestic Abuse Awareness Month, a very important month. That's why we're keeping purple in some of our colors there that you can see on the screen when we do the captions. But Bill, thank you. Also the Horn family, Richard and Linda, joining us this morning, saying have a magnificent Monday. Good to see you guys on today. Quentin Glaze, our number one engager, is always hanging out with us. Jennifer Augustinetti, hey Jennifer. She is saying have a blessed week. Jennifer, so good to see you. Jamie Saucier, who's hanging out with us here in the studio, saying good morning as well. We appreciate these comments so much. Also, Adrian Hunter. Adrian is with Cabins and More of Texas, and we appreciate her. Go by if you're looking for a shed. Maybe you're a guy, you need a little man cave, or maybe you need a sea shed, or maybe you just need somewhere to put the tools. Go see my great friend Adrian Hunter. She will take good care of you. They have Cabins and More of Texas. They're online at CAMOTX.com. Also supports our New Waverly broadcast, and we just appreciate Adrian and her family so much. She's such a wonderful person to have here in our community. I wanted to read a story real quick. You know, I had a few showers this weekend. It was nice to get a little bit of rain. We need some more, but we're not going to complain. We'll take what we can get. We go back to spring of 2024. There was a very heavy downpour that took place down in the Houston area in the community of Spring, Texas. There was so much water that came in from this really fast thunderstorm that the streets there are almost unrecognizable. Water had surged through drainage channels and underpasses throughout Spring. We were just in Spring here this weekend, and I'm trying to remember now, what did we go there for? Why did we go to Spring this weekend? We went to a fall festival. I couldn't remember why we went. We were looking for a pumpkin patch, and we went and found a pumpkin patch. That's why we went. There's a church there that has some property or a family ranch that was there. I think it's associated with the church. I could not remember what we did this weekend. We were down in Spring. This was a flooding back, though, in 2024 in Spring that came really fast. There wasn't much warning, as there always is with these flash floods, and it really turns calm roads into really dangerous traps if you're not careful. But it was on that day that one vehicle drifted off course and wound up in one of those swollen drainage channels. A man inside a pickup truck, it was 53-year-old Jeffrey Jones, did not realize how quickly the water was rising. And in minutes, his truck was submerged. The visibility around him dropped and control of that vehicle vanished. But nearby, a 38-year-old Robert Chance of Conroe, which is right down the road from Spring, saw what was happening. And this is my encouragement this morning, friends. I'm telling you this story because if you see something, be a part of something to help. Robert didn't hesitate. He grabbed a hammer, made his way through the floodwaters toward the truck, and began trying to smash the windshield. But that didn't work, so he kept going to the rear window, where he eventually freed Jeffrey. He helped him out of the truck, and together they made it to high ground. Months later, Robert was recognized for his action. The Carnegie Hero Fund Commission awarded him a prestigious honor for extraordinary heroism. He was, by all accounts, modest about it, and here's what he said. He said, "I will always want to put other people first." And so I wanted that to be a reflection this morning. I was digging through some stories. I always like to share some inspirational stories and some that relate to this area if we can. And are you putting people first this morning? Is there somebody in your life that's going through a situation where they need help? And do you have the resources to help? It may not be financially, but you can give your time. And I want to encourage you this morning to put others first. There's a lot going on in our community right now, and I don't want to get on a political train about this, but we all know today's early voting. There's several things on the ballot. One of them has caused quite an uproar here in our community, whether it's good or bad. But I want people to understand this morning that we've got to put people first. And we can have differences, but we can also be civil about those differences as well. And I think that's one thing of putting people first. It's okay to hear people's ideas and their thoughts, but I want to remind you this morning to put people first and to be civil and to put everyone first. When you think about tough situations, when you think about somebody behind you in a grocery line, have you ever been at the grocery store and you just know that that person behind you is struggling? Have you ever been and bought something to eat? Maybe you're at a restaurant and you see a family at a table eating and there's a nag, there's a pull at your heart to do something. Answer that when that happens, friends. And again, it doesn't always have to be financially. In fact, I think the best things that we can do are just help people physically. Pray for people, number one. I'm a huge proponent of prayer. I'll tell you what, I've mentioned this to numerous people, but when Dodie Osteen passed away down in Houston, it just ignited a spark in me because of the stories that people shared about that woman and her passion for other people. I had heard a story this weekend, and I'm wearing the Spirit shirt this morning. I wanted to thank you to the community. We had a kind of an initial temperature gauging vision night for Spirit Radio, and this community showed up tremendously in their support for what we believe God has put on our hearts to bring to Huntsville through Spirit Radio. And some of you are listening on the app this morning. We are going to be over 94.3. The goal is to flip that switch right at midnight on the 12:01. Or 12 a.m. on January the 1st is the goal. But I was speaking to a lady after that, and she had told me a story. I believe it was her mother who had, or maybe it was her grandmother, but I think it was her mother, who had reached out to a church in Houston. They didn't go to church there. It was Lakewood Church down in Houston. They didn't even go to Lakewood. and she had reached out and said, come to the hospital and pray. Can you send somebody to pray? Because we heard that y'all are all about prayer. And out of all the people that came to that hospital, and this person didn't know Miss Osteen, didn't know anything about Mama Doty, but they had called the hospital and said, come pray. And it was extraordinary that of all the people that could have came, who was walking down the hall to pray? It was Miss Doty Osteen. And that was another story. I heard so many during her funeral service, but that was just one more that I thought, what a tremendous woman of the Lord who did so much behind the scenes. Obviously, people know her and her family, but it was the things she did behind the scenes that people didn't hear about, most of it until her passing. One story that was shared was there was a night to where her family was preaching in another city, and she came back with them, and they couldn't find her after the airport. Well, it turns out that there was a clinic that was right next to the airport, and she had broken free of the caravan of their family on their way back home, and she was in a parking lot praying at that clinic. And the prayer was that everyone who walked into that clinic that morning would be healed of whatever illness they had. There is a power in prayer, friends, and whether the Lord chooses to heal us here on this earth, the ultimate healing will come in heaven. But I want to encourage people this morning to realize the power in prayer, the power in putting other people first through prayer. And that is the only way that we can communicate with the Lord is through prayer. And so I just want to encourage you this morning, put people first through the power of prayer. That's something that we can all do no matter what the circumstance is. Well, hey, it's been a fun morning. Again, big thank you to Rick and Kay Boehning. Go by and see Rick, candidate with Coffee with the Candidate. He'll be there until 10 o'clock over at Cafe Texan. I've got to get rolling. We've got to prepare for staff meeting here at First, and we've got a great, great week lined up. I want to encourage you, too, go download our app. The new Hello Huntsville app is out, and it's still a little bit behind on the Apple iOS store, but it will be updated hopefully later today. They're just reviewing it, but you can download it now. There will be an update issued. Android is already fully up to date, and you can keep up with everything that is going on here in Huntsville through news, events, our guides. Even Rick's event is listed on that app this morning. And so I want to encourage you. The new update, by the way, has what's called push notifications. And so as we post articles, you'll get an alert right away on your phone. You can choose to disable that, by the way. But you'll get an alert. You can go. It'll take you right to the article, events that we post, and so many other things that are happening here in the community. And also, of course, we are building our reward system, and we want you to be a part of that as well. So again, go download the app. The easiest way to do it, hellohuntsvilletx.com/app. Well, as I wrap up, one final time, a thank you to Kay and Rick Boehning, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. They are the early childhood education experts. More information is online at tomorrowspromise.info. Of course, thank you to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers, and thank all of you for being a part of this show here today. As I end every show, I want to remind you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not. We do need each other. So please, provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. As I said earlier, put other people first this morning, and let's all continue to be a better community. Hey, love you. We'll see you back at it tomorrow. Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense should be hanging out with us tomorrow, and we've got a fun week lined up here as we'll continue to promote and celebrate the good. Joe Shore is going to come on the show tomorrow. Joe is going to talk a little bit about some radio initiatives and some really cool things that he is doing along with the Walker County Amateur Radio Club, and some safety things that they're doing with Huntsville Memorial Hospital. Joe is a great guy, so looking forward to him. Amanda Sturdivant will be joining us on Wednesday, as she will be on to talk about some things that she is working on. Terry Coleman on Thursday, and right now Friday is open. So we got a busy week here on the show, so make sure you stay locked in and learn more about all these great organizations. Big thank you, too, to Jamie Saucier hanging out with us today here in the studio. And you're always welcome. Anybody's welcome. Come hang out with us here in the morning. Until then, have a wonderful and a very blessed day. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless you. We'll see you back tomorrow, 7:30. So long.